YMT Mountain News at 5:30.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. Tonight, a massive search is underway for a missing Magoffin County boy. Kenneth Howard went missing last night. He is only 22 months old. His family last saw him on Kenneth Combs Road, that's near the Magoffin-Floyd County line. We talked with some of the volunteers searching, and they say there's an old abandoned strip mine in the hills a few miles from where the child went missing. Let's go to WYMT's Justin Case, who's live with the latest. Justin?
Steve, right now I'm on Highway 7 here in Magoffin County. I'm about a half a mile away. Further up this road behind the camera is that's where Floyd County is. Now, behind me, this is where the scene is. You can see a whole line of cars that stretch down to the roadway. That is the road where the toddler went missing from. When I first got down here, all you could hear were the helicopters flying overhead as they search for this toddler. You can also, once you get closer to the scene, you can hear some of the twigs breaking on this side of the mountain as police and their canine units search through the heavily wooded areas. Now, I did talk with some of the volunteers out here searching, and they say there's an old abandoned strip mine just a few miles away from where the child went missing. Now, one man I talked with says he actually goes off-roading and hunting in these hills. He says, unfortunately, there are some pretty steep drops and some steep cliffs in these heavily wooded areas. Now, one of the things I was told also is that there are about 7 different search and rescue teams, law enforcement agencies out here. I've been told that there are several canine search teams that are out here as well, and more volunteers are bringing out their side-by-sides, their drones, anything they can do to help. They are coming out here to help search. And right now, we do not know the status of these search teams. We've been trying to get in touch with the sheriff, the Magoffin County Sheriff. We are told that the Magoffin County Sheriff's Department is the one that's leading this search. Once we talk with the sheriff, we were going to get an update. But some of the crews have been moving. They've actually been taking their canine search teams up and down this road, and they're going in different locations further up this hill to go search. Once we learn that information, we will pass that along, but we'll have more coming up tonight on Mountain News at 6. Steve?
All right, Justin, thank you very much. Of course, we'll pass along any major developments as soon as we get them. Well, 2 women charged in a Southern Kentucky daycare abuse case were back in court today. Diana Myers and Tasha Cox are charged because police say one of them backed a child under a table and taunted it with a doll, and the other videotaped it and posted it to Facebook. There was testimony in the case this afternoon as the judge considered whether to send the case to the grand jury. WYMT's Phil Pendleton was there.
The 2 women were both in court this morning answering to the charges. Diana Myers on criminal abuse, Tasha Cox on failure to report. Not guilty pleas entered for both women. And then this afternoon, a preliminary hearing for Myers, who's facing this charge. She is accused of taunting a child, and a sheriff's deputy was the first to testify.
I mean, the child was, to me, appears to be trapped in that corner, underneath that desk. Or
was there any way for the child to get out or away?
Does not appear to me that they are.
Deputy Jerry Coppin says that was his observation of this video given to him by the 18-month-old girl's mother. He says the mother said the toddler was scared of animals and dolls. But Diana Myers' attorney called 2 of his own witnesses, daycare owner Wendy Adams, who said Myers was using a technique called redirect because the girl was upset over not getting a second cupcake, as well as private investigator Joey Hoover, who said he interviewed other witnesses who all said the child was not being abused.
Did you see any evidence whatsoever, based on your training and experience, that would cause you to conclude that the child was being taunted in any way?
No.
Did the child recoil from the doll when she was presented with the doll?
No.
The judge agreed that there is probable cause to forward the case on to a grand jury, but on criminal abuse second degree, less than the original charge of criminal abuse first degree. In Wayne County, Phil Pendleton, now back to you.
Tasha Cox will be back in court for another hearing on June 24th. The reward for a missing Richmond mother of 4 expires this week. Savannah Spurlock has been missing since the beginning of the year. The $10,000 reward for information ends this Wednesday. A T-shirt campaign also ends this week. An airlines pilot is behind bars facing charges in connection with a triple murder case. Christian Martin was still in his pilot's uniform when police booked him into jail. A Christian County grand jury indicted him on 3 counts of murder and 1 count of arson. Investigators say he killed Calvin and Pamela Phillips and their neighbor Edward Danzero in 2015. In an interview with CNN, Matt Phillips said his father was killed before he could testify in a court-martial trial against Martin.
I remember 2 years ago in this very room, 2 of the decedents, their son Matt, came in to talk to us. He was suffering and is suffering from the trauma that anyone who loses parents, especially this way, would have suffered. And he asked for help. He knew people were working hard on the case, but he asked for our help to make sure that it wouldn't be stalled, and he was worried that he wouldn't see justice for his parents.
Martin is being held at the Christian County Detention Center with no bond. He's facing murder, arson, burglary, and tampering with evidence charges. He'll be arraigned May 22nd.
And I'm sure that weather made it feel like a Monday today, but we have some good news. Sunshine's on the way, and it's slowly making its way back into the mountains. You'll notice as we take a look at Whitesburg, you're seeing a little bit of those blue skies over there. So the clouds are slowly starting to clear out, and we'll see that really as we head into the overnight hours. And you notice as we take a look at the National Weather Service camera in Jackson, temperatures at 54 degrees. So definitely chilly out there with those mostly cloudy skies. And there's those temperatures across East Kentucky, really those low to mid 50s, some spots into the upper 50s, maybe even near 60. So you go down south and you're looking towards Middlesboro. Now you see those clouds been pretty thick throughout the day, a little bit thinner down into the Cumberland Valley, which is probably why they are just a little bit warmer than most of us. You see those showers got out of here pretty quickly as well. Scanning the skies though, a clean sweep, which is something we haven't seen in quite a while after a dreary weekend. But good news is we see that continue really as we head into the next couple of days. So this evening we'll hang on to those clouds, really those mostly cloudy skies. See temperatures right at 54 right about now. We'll see them drop overnight, making for a chilly evening. Good news is we'll start to see those clouds get out of here and see sunshine return for your Tuesday. Have a look at that full forecast coming up in just a little bit. Steve.
All right, thank you, Paige. A new paramedic certification program is coming to Hazard. Officials say this is the first time in several years that Eastern Kentucky has had a program like this. WYMT's Lauren McCourt has more.
Each day, paramedics are called out to save lives.
You have to be able to do advanced life support on many different types of patients.
And all across the Commonwealth, there's a great demand for them.
Hundreds, literally across the state, for paramedics and EMT.
So, the State Fire Rescue Training Area 12 and Hazard Community and Technical College are coming together to teach a paramedic certification program.
This paramedic class is the first one of its kind in a couple of years in Eastern Kentucky.
This will be much more than your average 2-hour class.
It's a combination of lecture and lab and clinical. They'll actually do some ride-alongs as part of the program.
Because you never know when you will have to put these life-saving skills to use.
You don't have a level 1 trauma center just around the corner.
Though the course may be a little challenging.
So as soon as you're finishing up with this class, there's going to be a large job pool available.
Reams says the end results are worth it. In Perry County, Lauren McCourt, WYMT Mountain News.
The application deadline for the program is June 30th. For more information on how you can sign up for the courses, you can check out our website, WYMT.com. Many of us have been there. You're given a medical diagnosis, but it can be hard to decipher what the doctor is actually trying to explain to you. A University of Kentucky doctor is trying to eliminate that confusion by way of a simple app. Dr. Michael Winkler specializes in radiology at UK Healthcare's Gill Heart and Vascular Institute. When he is not reading images for patients, he can often be found here among the creativity and design of the UK School of Art and Visual Studies. While science is his job, art is his passion.
My own background is in fine art and sculpture. My undergraduate degree was in sculpture. So I have a natural pull that I feel over to this side of the campus.
Coming up tonight at 11, how this UK doctor merged his love of science and art to design a new app that could better serve his patients and improve bedside manner. Former President Jimmy Carter is recovering after hip surgery. A spokeswoman says President Carter fell at his Georgia home while leaving to go turkey hunting. That's how he broke his hip. She says he had surgery and it went well. The former president is 94 years old. Coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, actress Felicity Huffman pleads guilty to her role in the college admissions scandal. We'll have a look at the punishment she's facing.
And those clouds will continue to clear, and we'll see that sunshine return, cooler trend continues, and rain chances return. I'll have all that coming up in that full forecast coming up in just a few short minutes.
As work to combat the opioid crisis continues, there is greater effort to get life-saving measures into the hands of the people fighting on the front lines. Straight ahead, hear about a meeting in Hazard today that did just that.